Good morning, everyone. Welcome at this Q&A clinics meetings for PMS and API, in particular PUI tool and API, application programming interface. Today we are here to take any question you may have with us. We have reserved 30 minutes, and as Katarina is displaying this slide, you have always the possibility to submit any question you want by using the slido.com tool. Please use the hashtag PMS Q&A, and otherwise you can always use your mobile phone and just scan this QR code, and you will be straightforward directed into the Slido section. So for the moment, we will wait. We have a total of 88 attendees. Welcome, colleagues. And for your information, we want to take the opportunity in these sections also to advertise a bit few upcoming events. The first one, which I think is the most awaited from most of you, is the webinar that we are hosting on the 25th of November in the morning from 10 to 11:30. Actually, the next Monday, and it will be we will be focusing on providing you deep details and step-by-step guidance on how to submit the manufacturer, structure manufactured information operation into PMS in view of the supporting of the ESMP activities for the management of shortages in critical medicines. The next event that we plan, if Katerina, I can have the previous slides so the colleagues can, thank you. You can also save your agenda, is the public system demo that we always host on a quarterly basis, and this time is going to be hosted on the 12th of December, so it will be the last quarter public system demo that we will be having for this year, and we will be, of course, focusing on the latest updates on PMS, deliverables, both for the PMS, PUI, API, and in particular, of course, in view of the opening and the launch for registered users in PUI of the edit capability for non-centrally authorized products on specific data sets, which is the scope of this or the previous webinar mentioned. Now, okay, we have the first question. Great. Do you want me to read, Katerina, or I can?
Yes, as you prefer.
No problem. Live mode. So, in the latest XMPD submission, correct data, for instance, addition of new presentation in the existing PMS ID, do not reflect in PMS, even for months. It is a non-issue as much and merge did not function as expected. Okay, so we don't have Marcos today, but if you have submitted as part of the webinar we hosted in July, the package, the information next to the NPD to refer at packaged medicine product level, and you still don't see that reflected in PMS, I might sound redundant, but we really need to see the tickets. So I would invite this colleague, unless you haven't yet submit any incident ticket type, not question, incident ticket type, please do so, because we need to put it in the backlog for investigation for and assign it to our team, the development PMS team. We need to know why, and in this moment live, I can't give you the answer. We need to see why this is not working for you. Thank you. Then this one. Okay, the next most voted question is: you earlier confirmed that the CAPS, centrally authorization products, active substance salt form are coming from Sciamed and are visible at medicinal product level. This is known issue expected to be resolved in mid-November. Any update, or should we open a ticket as this is unresolved? Okay, so yes, colleagues, we have a bunch of issues. If you had the chance to join the last couple of webinars that we hosted and Marcus presented on the 16th of October, it was October, yeah, and 29 of October. This was indeed part of the data quality issues that we have prioritized for data fix. What I can tell you is that the team is currently completing this data fix. So for the time being, please do check if you still see this issue. I don't understand clearly if you still have this issue. If so, it is because the data fix that they are running on in order. So it might be that your product has not yet been included in the data fix, but it's coming. So please allow us a bit more time. And again, I don't have the PMS ID of this product, so I will be very glad if you can submit even a question in this case, so we can further check, and maybe you can also be reassured when this is coming. Thank you. Then the next question, most voted one, is please clarify the SLA of EMA ServiceNow ticket for below category. Report and incidents, PMS product data. It is 5 working days for service offering PMS product data as an incident. So we have the same SLAs as per the whole SPOR service. For incidents, we have 5 working days to take the ticket and being assigned to the correct group. So we have different levels of assignment groups, and within the first 5 working days, it has to be taken on board by the first level support. For instance, Marcus and I are included in the 3rd level, which is the one a business level for investigation. You might be frustrated, and I do understand because I'm also frustrated sometimes when you have a ticket, and in particular when you report an incident ticket type for this kind of situation. We might, and most of the time, I assure you, we always assign the ticket to the development team because we need to make further investigation. It's not only about PMS. If you have notice an incident at the PLM portal, it might be at any level. So it might be XVMPD, it might be SIAMED, it might be PMS API, IRIS. So we need to see at each product level where the issue comes from. And for that, we need a little bit more time. That's why you don't receive a straight answer or a straight data fix. It's not as simple. If you instead have questions, we usually have 40 working days 40 calendar days to reply. And I hope I have replied to that. If the pack splitting is not done and the pack size are not visible in PMS, has this an impact for iris submission of PSUR on only or ESMP? So I'm not sure I can reply to this question. I will need to refer to my iris colleagues because I don't know how they are using our package descriptions, because remember, actually the PMS ID, unless Marcos, you know the answer for that. At the moment I ignore, so I will come back for sure on this reply in Slido.
So the thing is, if the product is not supposed to be split based on the XVMPD business rules, like your country or the country of authorization has not provided the EMA number at pack size level, it's only at product level, then there is no impact because you have been submitting your products like this for 10 years. So there is no impact. The only impact is on ESMP.
Thank you, Marcos. Then the next question is, once the right access for product user interface is granted, should a manufacturer be submitted to PMS if it is mentioned in the labeling in Annex 2, but not mentioned in Module 3? So for this question, I would invite you, I don't know, Marcus, if you want to anticipate a few information, but we really, really recommend you to join the webinar on the 25th because it's quite detailed and gives you all this information. But I'll leave it to you, Marcus, in case you want to give further updates at the moment.
Yeah, so we will give all the information on Monday, but the general idea is that you will have to submit the manufacturers that you are submitting in the AF. So we don't really need manufacturers as in Annex 2 or Module 3, but the ones that are submitted in the application form. So this is as a general rule.
Thank you. So next question. Why can I still see medicinal products in product user interface on the initial page? So I guess you're referring to the search page, although they show in the exported XML the status code ending 07. I don't remember by heart what this 07 means. I think maybe you're referring to
It's
something.
nullified.
It's nullified.
So if you try today, in principle, we have, and we need to update the Q&A document for PMS. Tonight, we have implemented the filter. Nullified products are not shown now in the dynamic reports. So you should not be able to find nullified products neither in the product UI in the main filter or in the dynamic reports, because we have implemented tonight this change. So please check again, and if you have any additional comment, you see something that is wrong or different, just raise a ticket and we will investigate. But this has been already implemented today.
Thanks. Now, next question is it possible to kindly publish the exact list of the data elements missing from the product user interface dynamic reports, which are available from the PUI only? And is the EMA planning to update the configuration of the Power BI Dynamics reports? So I thank you for this question. We have received quite a substantial number of questions like that. At the moment, in 2024, now is almost finished. We are not planning to release any new reports for registered industry or NCA users, not even for the public, because we had to prioritize other activities such as the release and the beta UAT running for the release in January 25 of the edit. Nevertheless, we will try to improve this over 2025. Of course, it's subject to budget release as usual for everybody. But for the moment, what you can see, you can already extract in an Excel file, if you access with your account via the dynamic reports, the information, but you can export just the information that you can see from the current dynamic reports. And among on that, you will see that there are some empty information, but we are not planning to create at the moment a dynamic report that shows you for all the products you have, the whole data sets as per PMS data model. We will take into consideration for sure, but not for the moment. The next question is, please consider suspending updating XCMPD records due to changes to SMPC sections 4.2, 4.6, 4.8, 4.9 because of the enormous datasets generated by the pack size enrichment. SMP attachment is also not migrated to PMS, not a benefit at all. So the SMP attachment is not migrated physically, but the code is there, and this is a value because you can understand in addition to the EV code to which product entity in XMPD your PMS ID is referring to. But I'll leave to Marcos related to the first part of the question. Maybe you have some insights to share with the forum.
Yeah, the thing is, we can discuss this internally, but these are the business rules that we have for XMPD. So there are no changes on the business rules we have for XMPD. Then, so just one correction, Veronica. So we have not migrated. We are not keeping up to date the attachment section, so no the document or the ID. This section is just not updated. We just have what we had from the initial migration. So we understand that for the moment, this is not updated, but next year we have a user story to check how can we implement the addition of documents in PMS, how to show the documents that we have in XBMPD, how to show them in the API or in the product UI. So this will be discussed next year. And then the other point, as we understand that this might be a big amount of data to be provided, you can also use in XBMPD the bulk update and different, options of submission that could reduce the amount of data sets that you need to provide. So there are a lot of explanations and user guidance for XBMPD. Please have a look, and if you need any support, you can also raise a ticket and the XBMPD team will help you on how to submit this data.
Thank you, Marcus. So the next question, no, it's a misunderstanding. The 40 days is for PMS question, request of information, because if you have a question, it is not considered urgent. If you have any incident, any data quality issues or system faulty issues, that should be submitted as a PMS incident, not as a question. Then I have the PY qualified industry user role for an org ID that has two associated log IDs. One that is active and another one that is inactive. However, can I only see the product for the inactive log ID? How should I proceed? Marcus, any thoughts? I need to see.
So I think this person raised the ticket that is managed by, at least this is the same case. If you are this person, you will receive the reply most likely today, because we had a discussion on this. The thing is, for this organization, there was a merge. So your active organization is not really linked to the organization that you think, but is linked to the previous organization that it belonged to, and there was a merge. There is a Q&A in our PMS Q&A document explaining that some changes in OMS are not captured by Iris, the product UI, and EAF, and we are having a discussion internally on how to solve those issues. So, and this is the same issue with EAF. Sometimes you are not able to use the EAF because of that. So we are having internal discussions on how to solve this issue. If you are this person that have raised the ticket, you will get a reply. If you are a different one, then please raise a ticket. We will investigate, because maybe it depends case by case. But yeah, there are some cases that if OMS is updated, you still see the previous data from OMS, so we might need to guide you a bit on what to do. And we are really discussing, like EMA as a whole is discussing how to solve this issue that we have for the moment.
Thank you, Marcus. I wasn't aware of it. So when it will be possible to fill data in PMS instead of XVMPD? And if we have data information in PMS, will it be reflected in XVMPD? So this is a very valid question. So there is an epic, as you know, we work in an agile way of working, and we have scheduled an epic called PMS to XVMPD data sync. At the moment, and as we mentioned, as of end of January 25, so next year, in a couple of months, we will be opening PMS for the submission of a limited data sets. And this data set is going to be considering the structured manufacturing information, structured pack size, and the data carrier. Nothing else will be possible to be edited in PMS. And it's very important that you keep in mind, because at the moment, these elements are being structured data elements, we don't need to reflect it back to XVMPD, and will be used for ESMP. So for us, it will be the very initial, the very first moment where we open PMS for editing purposes, even though it's a limited data sets, but it will pave the way for more data elements to be in future enriched directly in PMS. Now, there is a point that we need to consider. If you have read chapter 7, the latest version, you'll see that some fields are shared between PMS and XCMPD. To share this field, we need to build a technical component that facilitates the data to be loaded from PMS to XCMPD. This component doesn't exist and is not in place. So don't expect this for the next year because we are still at the level, epic level of analysis. So we're making an analysis, we need to define the strategy, and after that we can implement it. So it's not straightforward to be deployed, but it's in the radar and we have to deploy it for sure. It's not going to just happen in 2025 because there are too many activities going on, and this is quite detailed and complex one. But the goal is that one. So at the end of the project, our goal is indeed to stop the electronic submission from registered users in XCMPD and direct them to PMS. And automatically, the data that you share between PMS and XCMPD to be loaded in XCMPD. In case, Marcos, you want to complement, feel free.
Yeah, no, nothing.
So next one, will chapter 2 updated version release? Was the date moved 3 times? Colleagues, I'm fully aware of it and I need to apologize publicly. Marcos and I are the one dealing with many activities at the same time, and chapter 2 is on me. I'm truly and honestly currently writing down the PUI edit guidance. So I'm in a priority mode, let's say. Chapter 2 is also, I'm doing also chapter 2. The amount of changes, if you had the chance to read chapter 2, is almost, I think, 200 pages. I don't recall by heart, but it's a lot of changes. So I'll go in a priority basis as well. The priority will be assigned to whatever elements needs to be updated for the purpose of the edit release in January, and what else I can enter in my working time. We're not only working on documents, we work on projects, so I'm not excusing, but yeah, it was moved 3 times because I had to prioritize other activities. So the date for the moment is December, but it needs to be also reviewed a bit from the SMEs team, and we have basically 2 weeks now. I have 2 weeks to complete the changes, so bear with me. Thank you. Maybe incorrect understanding about a previous comment of an upcoming packaged medicinal product identifier, fully stable, different to the currently empty dynamic PCID, depending on other packaging data elements not yet available in PMS. I don't really understand the comments, Marcus. Do you?
I don't know if you made some comment before about this. So the thing is, in PMS, for the packaged medicinal product, we have 2 IDs. One is called the PCID, that, as you know, is not available yet because we need some data on the package to be able to generate and maintain those PCIDs. But we have, it's a technical ID, it's a stable ID that is generated by Fire. So this ID is already available in the dynamic reports. When you go to the package report, you are able to see something that is called package ID. There you have a number, and then you have the PCID column, and it's empty. So this package ID is the one that you need to use for your mappings. If you want to map a package to an EV code or to your database or whatever, this is the ID that you need to take, because this is a stable, it's generated by Fire, and it will never change. Then this is the same ID that ESMP will show you when you export the pre-filled templates for packages, when you need to include the marketing status for the different pack sizes. This is the ID that they will show you. So also on Monday, I have a slide where I will show this information, so you have more information. And then in chapter 2, we will also include a section with this number. This is just a stable number that should be used for the mapping, and it's the difference between this ID and the PSC ID.
Next question. Is it possible to update the Q&A document with dates planned on the EMA for all the issues? Some seems missing, unsure if they prioritize, like truncated medicine for a full name. So I'll give the floor, Marcus, because this is the document we create.
So some of those issues we already have a date when we want to, when we are supposed to fix them. For others, the thing is we don't have a date. We don't know when we will be able to solve them because we need to plan. And some of those issues, like the truncated name, is not a critical one because you still have a long name that you can see. You can enter into the, the user interface, or you can see the XML and you can see the full name. So some issues has different priorities. We need to really go there. We need to update this document, it's true, because now, as of today, we have some issues that are solved. So we will we will update this and we will publish. And if we need to insert something that is missing, we will also do this.
Thank you, Marcus. NAPS, non-central authorized product. In which data fields of PMS will we have to populate a national code ID from the package description of XCMPD? Is it the data carrier identifier or anything else? Thank you.
I can take it. So you are submitting the national ID in the package description of XCMPD. So you will have this national ID on the package description in PMS because this is the way we are migrating. The data carrier identifier is a different field that you will be able to enrich in January. Also on Monday, we will give more information about that. And these are two different things. The data carrier has nothing to do with the national ID. The purpose is also different. Data carrier ID is to be able to, at some point, retrieve the API. I will give more information on Monday. The national ID is used to identify a specific pack size, and you need to put it in the package description because for the moment it's the only place in XCMPD where we can put this information. This will also help you and will help NCAs to do the mapping to specific pack sizes, because if you have the same MA number for different pack sizes, then at least in the package description you have a national ID, and you and NCAs can say, okay, this pack size is for the 70 tablets because this is the national ID for this pack size. So different data elements in different places, and then migrate it to national ID as it's in the package description of XCMPD will be in the package description of PMS.
Thank you, Marcus. Maybe you want to take
the last one we can have, yeah.
Is EMA taking care about products that are twice in PMS with different EV codes per pack size? There should be one entry per products with all the pack size.
So this is an MA holder's responsibility to make sure that the products are correctly migrated in PMS. And if you have two different products with different EV codes for something that should be in the same medicinal product, is because in XCMPD something is wrong, or there is a discrepancy on the grouping elements, and you need to check Chapter 7 and Chapter 9. You can also raise a ticket if you don't find the discrepancy, and we can investigate. But if this is happening, it's because the grouping elements in XCMPD are not matching. So maybe you have a different name, or you have a different active substance or a strength between these EV codes. So the system is not able to say, to see those EV codes and say, these are two EV codes that belong to the same medicinal product, because the grouping elements are not the same. So you need to check this. One of the things that we have always said, make sure that the things are correctly migrated into PMS. If this is not happening, then it's because the data in XCMPD might be wrong. If you don't spot the mistake, raise a ticket and we can check what is the issue.
Thank you, Marcos.
Okay, so time is over for today. For now, time is over, but please note that we will reply to the remaining questions in writing via Slido. There were not too many. And in case you still want to add some questions, you can add them there and we will reply. And be reminded that on Monday there is the webinar on MBO submissions to PMS. So you are welcome to join there. And thank you, Marcos and Veronica, for replying to all the questions. And we will send the recording for publication, of course.
Thank you.